In 1989, Nintendo released the Game Boy. It was an instant success. By the early 90s, everybody had one. It was a cultural moment we all shared. Through the simplest of hardware, master storytellers from Japan reached across the globe and immersed us in fanciful worlds where we became the hero. We sacrificed and persevered to save the girl, to save the world. But what if I told you things weren't that simple? That in many of these adventures, our motivations weren't so pure. Our actions selfish, and the results of our victory devastating to the virtual worlds around us.
Oh yeah, totally! Like how you're kidnapping Pokemon and forcing them to fight against their will?
Nope, no, we're not doing the Pokemon thing today.
It's been done to death, it's kind of obvious, and everybody has an opinion already.
Yeah, but they were forced to live in those tiny little balls.
Nope, stop. We're talking about Wario Land. So this is the one that Nintendo actually advertised as you're playing as the bad guy.
Being bad is good, and greed is good.
There's no question that Wario is greedy. That's what makes him great. He wants to collect all the treasure just like me. He's the only video game character who shares my true ambitions.
And, credit where it's due, having a protagonist motivated by greed was kind of a departure for squeaky clean 1994 Nintendo.
Night Trap will never appear on a Nintendo system.
But is Wario really a bad guy?
So in the previous game, he stole Mario's castle and turned the M upside down. That's a pretty classic villain move.
Undoubtedly nefarious. But what does he actually do in this game? The intro movie shows him hunting pirates, which is essentially police work.
The instruction manual gives us a little more. Apparently, he's taking on pirates to recover a statue of Princess Toadstool so he can collect a reward, I guess?
That's basically a job. My man's just trying to earn a living wage over here. You know, the American dream.
I mean, he's clearly in it for material gain, but the things he's doing aren't crime.
I call him an anti-hero. He may not always go by the book, but he's the best damn cop I ever had the honor of serving with. And if you're taking him off the case, you're gonna have to take me off the case.
It's like how N plays the role of the villain, but he really just cares about the Pokemon and wants what's best for them.
No!
We're not doing the Pokemon thing. We need to talk about dangerous, endangered animal poacher, Samus Aran.
The instruction manual gets a little more in-depth this time. It recalls the events of the first game, where the space pirates steal a single Metroid from a Federation research ship and multiply it with insidious beta rays.
Pirates? Where's Wario when you need him?
Oh, no worries. Samus comes to the rescue and defeats the space pirates. The galaxy is at peace.
But now people are all worried about Metroids, so the Federation government decides to exterminate an endangered species.
Not cool.
I get that they're worried about the bad guys getting their hands on more of them, but the bad guys don't even know where the Metroids came from. They only got one because the Federation kidnapped it.
I adored this game as a kid. It was my first horror game. It's less of a grand adventure and more like a slow descent into a hostile environment.
But here's the thing. The environment is only hostile because you're invading it. Nothing in the game is hunting you. Every Metroid you encounter in the game is just chilling in its home until it finds itself cornered by a ruthless hunter from another world.
There are a grand total of 39 Metroids on this entire planet. That's critically endangered.
It all comes to a head when you finish your task and kill the final Metroid. You did it. You're done. They're extinct. But almost immediately you find yourself in a quandary. An egg. It hatches. The real final Metroid is an adorable baby, and it loves you.
No matter how you felt about hunting this species to extinction, there's no question that what's in front of you now is a beautiful, innocent life.
I don't know if this is an intentional acknowledgement of that unquestionably evil thing you just spent the whole game doing, but it sure feels like it.
The hatchling follows you as you return to your ship, but the game is ambiguous about what happens after that.
We learn in the next game that Samus made the same dumb mistake as last time and took the Metroid off the planet, where the space pirates could find it.
But taking Metroid II in isolation, and playing it before the sequel came out, I'd like to think that she did the honorable thing and left the baby Metroid in its home to repopulate the species. To claw back the tiniest bit of humanity and redeem herself in this small way.
It's the smallest things that define who we really are. Our actions leave scars on the world around us, but also on our very souls. Choosing compassion just one time could change the world.
That's deep.
Like, is Team Rocket really any different from the other trainers? They're all taking Pokemon. Is that only wrong when these Pokemon are someone else's legal property?
No!
No Pokemon!
We're doing Link's Awakening!
So the structure of Link's Awakening is similar to other games in the series, but the story this time around is very different, and the game knows it. It dares you to understand the true nature of what you're doing here on Koholint Island.
Right from the beginning, the game tells you that the world's monsters are only acting violently because of you. Because they know that you're here to wake the Windfish.
Waking the Windfish is your only means of escape from the island, but doing so will cause the island and all of its inhabitants to disappear. All your weird friends, the adorable talking animals, everything will cease to exist.
You're not trying to get back to your world to save the princess. You're not trying to prevent an evil from escaping. The sacrifice of all these innocent lives is for nothing other than your personal desire to get back to your little boat on the ocean.
Link is literally the villain of this world. He seeks to destroy it for his personal gain. He's on a quest to wake the Windfish, and he fully understands what that quest will cost the world he inhabits. So you battle your way to the end, and it does exactly the thing it told you it would do. The world disappears.
And that's it. The game does offer you a token moral victory by implying that the Windfish was trapped in a dream and needed you to save him, but you don't really know that until after the fact.
Link does seem pretty happy that Skywhale is free. Probably because it gives him an alternative explanation for his actions they can use to base his denial around.
Like trainers who tell themselves that their Pokemon are free to go, ignoring the realities of how glorified Pokemon battles influence the minds of young Pokemon into believing that they yearn for a life of servitude?
Nope, we're not going there. Cancel the show!